Good morning, everyone. So if you're like me or like mini potters, you have maybe taken a few ceramics courses, but you don't actually have a degree in ceramics. And for me, I'm always wondering, what did I miss in those college classes? Like what was the curriculum? Like what don't I know, right? And it leads to this little bit of an imposter syndrome, right? Where you're like, am I a real potter? Like, I didn't go through all the things that maybe some real potters did. I didn't apprentice with somebody famous. I don't have a piece of paper that says I'm a potter. I am, I like to watch YouTube videos. I can learn new things there. I don't have that formal education. And it always sort of makes you wonder, like, what are you missing? So here is the start of my pottery challenge, and what I'm looking at here is I downloaded today a college syllabus of what you might encounter in a wheel thrown pottery class in school. And I'm sort of looking through some of these, and obviously many of these things we all already know and do. I don't need to go over clay types and the difference between a bowl and a cylinder. Okay, these are self-explanatory. This doesn't need to be on our syllabus, but I was kind of looking for, what have I missed? What didn't I do? And one of the things that sort of popped out at me is that I don't alter my wheel thrown pieces. Like, I pretty much never do that, because I feel like you spend so much time like learning how to center and getting it tall and not flopping it to the side, right? That it's really hard to chop into your nice, perfect wheel thrown piece, right? Because you don't want to ruin it. You work so hard on it. So yes, today the challenge is going to be to make 5 wheel thrown altered pieces. And yeah, we'll see how that goes for me. Like I said, it's not something that I've done before, because I'm definitely very much like, oh, my baby. So yeah, maybe getting over that hump and kind of trying that out. All right, so as I said, I have never done altered forms on the wheel, but my thought is that they need to be a little bit drier than when you first throw them. So I feel like if I tried to cut into it when it was right after throwing, that it would be too soft, that it would just collapse, that it wouldn't really work. So what I plan here is to do 5 basic forms first, just make myself some cylinder shapes. And then we'll kind of see, like, I guess, dry them for a while, and then put them back on the wheel. So I'm using individual masonite or particle board bats for these, so that I can pop them off the wheel and then put them back on when they're a little bit drier. So my clay right now is awkwardly soft. I had some half bags that I tried to rehydrate, and they rehydrated all right. They rehydrated a little bit too much. It was hard to know how much water to put in the bag. I'm just using that same method of you put the water in the bag, put it in a bucket, let it sit overnight. But since they were only quarter bags, anyway, this clay is a sloppy mess. So that makes it a little bit harder to sort of not overcorrect, not over pull, not stick your fingers through the actual walls. All right, everyone, I'm back. It's been a few hours. These are pretty, I don't know if this is the right dryness or not. They may have gone a little bit too far. Oh, let me turn off the fan I had on, okay. All right, my general thought here is that I would love to make this have a handle that I didn't have to like pull. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, I am chopping into the side of this. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pop that out some. It'd be really nice if I could do this without sort of like just chopping this piece of clay off and reattaching it. Like, I would love it if it just like happened in a more organic way. I guess we'll have to see if that is possible. So I'm kind of working the clay back and forth on the inside to make sure that that's kind of reconnected and still watertight. Like I said, this section here, right underneath here, let's see if I can. Okay, well, I think it stops exactly where I had it. Okay, there we can see right here. This section I would like to try. Okay, so I think I'm gonna make this into a pourer. I'm going to try, if I cut here, I don't think I cut all the way through. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna fold it back here because I think that would be kind of it. Okay, so just kind of reshaping this a little bit right here. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and add a ball of clay right here because I feel like it's just getting thin right there. And I want it to be the same thickness throughout so that it doesn't just sort of crack off. All right. So I feel like this is always a struggle. I feel like whenever I'm adding handles to things, I'm always overworking the clay a little bit, and then I'm just creating all this work for myself when I need to smooth it out later. I know there's some people who make handles and they make it look so neat and perfect, and it's just like on there. And then I tend to do the opposite, which is, I guess, another reason why I'm not good at making mugs. Okay. I feel like I'm often balancing between design and comfort with a handle. Sometimes you'll do something that looks kind of pretty and then you have to kind of test it with your own hand to see if it's actually okay to hold or if it's then become uncomfortable to hold. I think if it's going to look like, I'm good with it looking like a tree at the top. I just feel like it looks too thin on this side. I feel like if it's going to look kind of tree-ish, then it should be doing that the whole way. I'm gonna put a little coil just right here. I don't know, I feel like it's just, the handle is so vine-like that I want to incorporate it more into the overall design. So I think having a couple of vines coming down are just kind of add to that overall organic feel, maybe. Or it's just a weird pourer and I will have another weird pourer in my collection of things that I don't sell. Okay. All right, vines are good. Still something's wrong with this, right? This top section, it just looks like it's like too far out of whack or something. It's like, I'm gonna cut it or something. Okay, I want it to just be normal. Be normal. Be a good pourer. Guys got too far on my spouts or something and they just look funny. Guess I do like that a little better maybe. You know, one thing that is nice about college, you're not penalized for how long you spend working on something. You're just like, wow, that looks really nice, and they're happy that you spent a lot of time on it. And then when you're like in the real world trying to sell these pieces, you know that if you spend too much time on it, then you're just making less and less per hour. Okay. All right, here is what we've currently come up with for our altered form number 1. Okay, so my thought on altered form number 2 was that I almost just want it to be a planter, and I want it to just kind of overlap some. So I'm thinking that maybe I can just kind of, And this one was getting a little bit too dry for this, so hopefully this will work and it won't just be messed up. Okay. All right, so I've cut 5 lines into this, and I would just kind of want it to, just like overlap a little bit. Maybe all in one direction. So we'll go this way. Okay, that's cool. Now, how am I going to join these things? This is what I just did to it. I've chopped it on the sides and overlapped. All right, so now let's kind of get into here. I'm going to take a wet brush. All right, this is what we've done to this one. It's kind of cool. It'll be interesting to see sort of how the glaze goes around those altered bits. Okay, altered form number 3, and I am still determined to make a handle. Although this one feels like the clay may be too dry to make a handle, but we'll see. Okay, so I have, this is that time when I just chopped the clay. Okay. potion that out. Swap it in. I feel like this clay is dry enough that it probably wants to be scored and slipped. I don't know if I can. All right, wheel altered mug. I don't know how I feel about any of these. Part of me just likes them symmetrical and don't mess with them. Don't mess with a good thing, but it's good to try new stuff. So this one, I think I'm just want to put like some texture on the outside. I'm gonna try this first. I'm not loving how sticky that is. Okay, I'd say that's a no. I'd say Phillips head screwdriver texture is a possibly not. Let's try. I try these flat-sided ones sometimes, and it usually doesn't stay flat, but maybe it will this time. Okay. If I'm more aggressive with it. It looks like all bent out of shape now. It's okay. All right, we can fix it. Ah. Jojo, don't do that right this second, honey. Okay. I like the squared off tumbler. That looks pretty good. I would like to make this into a vase. I'm not exactly sure how we would do that. Guess I'm gonna try randomly squashing it. Yep. I don't know that I like that. It's squashed now, though. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's see if we can undo some of what we just did. Okay. Go back to being a pot. Okay. Let's see if we can squash it, but maybe with less of that scalloping. So I'm gonna cut some pieces out. Let's try this. Okay. Looks like a monster from Stranger Things right now. Okay. Plant monster, scary thing. Okay.
decided to do this? All right, something different than what I normally do. Okay, I feel like I want to go more like, because right now it just looks like a slightly messed up vase. So I think I need to go all in with the sort of sculptural elements here. I'll show you what I'm doing here. So I'm kind of going even more organic with it. Okay, that's cool. It looks kind of like it's melting or something. I don't know if I...
I don't know, did I make it worse? I might have just made it worse. I think this is me overdoing this one.
It looks like an internal organ is what it's starting to look like. It's gone from cool fire to like
A strange internal organ.
that's okay. It is a strange face. Here we go, guys.
All right, college pottery challenge number 1 is completed. Yeah, I'd love to see what sort of altered forms you guys make and if you'd like to try out this sort of a challenge, and yeah, follow along. I'll try to be doing some more of these in the future and see what boundaries of my own I can push. I don't know if I like them or not. I think I'm scared of that internal organ vase, which we have over here. Maybe it could be like a volcano instead. Volcano cake topper.
But I kind of like some of these with the handle. Kinda.
But yeah, so if you enjoyed this challenge, like and subscribe, and we can try more things together, hopefully. Have a good day, everyone.